KFM when I'm in Zambia, and back home via the internet.
I'm Miriam from Australia, and I listen to KFM when I'm in Zambia, and back home via the internet.
Hi, I'm Leah from Austria, and I listen to KFM when I am in Zambia and back home via the internet.
95.5 is my station. A new dawn is on the horizon. A reason to turn your radios back on. 95.5. A breath of fresh air.
The Captain News. The Captain News. The Captain News. News. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
Welcome to KFM Breakfast News, today the 7th of August 2024. To present it, I'm Jack Mapembulo. The headlines. The EFF condemns police alleged shooting of a Kasempa resident in cold blood. 4 suspects allegedly involved in the killing of IBA Director General charged with murder and formally arrested. And Combo directs councils to upload their approved 2024 output-based budget on their websites. And UN appeals for Security Council help to combat famine in Sudan. In sports, Mzala Samukonga qualifies for the 400 meters final after finishing second.
The Captain News. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
And now the news in detail. Economic Freedom Fighters EFF has condemned the killing of a Kasempa resident who was in the quest of digging gold that was recently discovered. The opposition leader says despite the local chief allowing his people to search and dig for gold, police used extreme brutality to stop the citizens of Kasempa from having a stake in their mineral wealth. The EFF leaders accused the UPND government of sanctioning the killings of several other Zambians in similar circumstances without recourse for those involved. When they called on President Hichilema to protect the lives of Zambians, he swore to protect upon assuming the office of president. He blamed the actions of citizens going out to mine the gold on the rise in anger in the country resulting from the poor leadership of the UPND government that failed to fulfill its promise of a better Zambia for the majority of Zambians.
We are appalled and deeply saddened by the recent death of an innocent resident of Kasempa, a family man who, like many others, was in the desperately searching for traces of gold. The EFF unequivocally denounces the extrajudicial killing sanctioned by the Hakainde Hichilema administration. Yesterday's cold-blooded murder of a Kasempa resident by the Zambia police is a harrowing reminder of the brutality and disregard for human life that has become all too common under this regime. This atrocity is not only an isolated incident, it follows the brutal killings of unarmed citizens in Luapula province and Chilabongwe, where a young boy was shot dead by the state police during a community protest over milling. President Hichilema, who once condemned such extrajudicial killings under the previous government, now presides over the same heinous acts while foreigning ignorance. Human life is sacred, and the EFF condemns stems in the strongest terms the unwarranted killings of Zambian citizens. President's blatant disregard for the lives of the people he sought to.
4 suspects allegedly involved in Director General Gutilamuleya have been charged with murder and formally arrested by the police. The suspects have been identified as Constable Caleb Zulu, 29, Constable Mutusani Dokoe, 27, who are all police officers. The other suspects are Lusaka resident Samuel Dukoe, 37, and Francis Chipioka, a management accountant at IBA. Police spokesperson Ray Amonga says the police officers Matusani Dokoe, Caleb Zulu, and civilian Samuel Dokoe have been additionally charged with aggravated robbery. Mr. Amonga reveals news that the 4 suspects will appear in court soon. On July 24, 2024, Mr. Muleya's body was found with gunshot wounds in Lusaka's Njoro area. Local government and rural development minister Gary Nkombo has directed councils to upload their approved 2024 output-based budget (OBB) on their websites by Friday, August 9, 2024. Mr. Nkombo says the consolidated budget is expected to facilitate the tracking of public expenditure and budget performance at local authority level. Speaking during the launch of the 2024 Local Authority Consolidated Yellow Book and Budget, Mr. Nkombo said the public documents should be made accessible to all stakeholders and the citizens. He said the Local Authority Consolidated Yellow Book is a milestone in the country's pursuit to enhance transparency and accountability in the budgeting process at sub-national level. Meanwhile, UNICEF country representative Penelope Campbell is happy with the output-based budget (OBB), adding that it will ensure investment made by various stakeholders produce tangible results in communities. And USAID Local Impact Deputy Chief of Party Virginia Chitanda pledged to continue working with the ministry in increasing citizen participation in various projects meant for their benefit. President Hakainde Hichilema has called for a global consensus to help bring an end to the war between Ukraine and Russia. President Hichilema says there is need for collective international action in resolving the ongoing conflict between the two neighboring countries. He adds that a unified approach is essential not only at the global level but also within regional organizations, including the African Union (AU) and the Southern African Development Community (SADC). President Hichilema has expressed hope that the bodies would maintain a focused agenda on ending the conflict and supporting peace efforts. He was speaking when visiting Ukrainian Foreign Affairs Minister Dmytro Kuleba called on him at a State House, and the Ukrainian Foreign Minister said his government has included Zambia in its aid program to reflect the long-standing bilateral ties that have existed between the two countries. Mr. Kuleba added that Ukraine is willing to restore peace and order for the betterment of the people. Mushipashi Ward Councillor James Mabu has expressed happiness at the progress made in the construction of the Kavunda Chipya Matanda Road. In a statement to KFM News, Mabu says the contractor has so far graded 21 kilometers of the road to Chimbwa and is expected to begin graveling and working on the drainages as early as next week. Mabu expressed satisfaction with the quality of work done so far, stating that it is meeting his expectations and those of the residents in the area. He reassured residents of Matanda and surrounding areas that the entire road would be improved significantly to ease the movement of people and goods to and from the area.
Chipya Road contractor n'abaseba kufika kuri 21 kilometers makuba mizo mine apa rero musebo kwamba kupitirira kuya kuchimbwa kuri makonde kuya Kamanza River. Rero ba contractor next week baratambo kubika nomba gravel nangulo kusamo tusakala bwati musebo ingakosa bwino abantu beso bakitama kwebo balenda mu bwino na ambulance yakise mu kusenda abana mala bali pabukulu n'abalwere kile pita mu bwino kwati ngafika bwangu ku kipatala kya Mansa General Hospital ile bakola kusagala byo nomba amani kudakika bwino imifolo ile yakufumya mesho musebo kutwala kumpange itali ifi mirimo irenda mukwaye irenda fyo bwino muri kanono tulesera.
Village headman Chongola of Mansa has expressed concern over the lack of development in his community and surrounding areas. In an interview with KFM News, the traditional leader highlighted the absence of basic infrastructure, including a polling station in villages such as Ndasenama and Shipeshe. Headman Chongola explained that during past elections, residents had to walk long distances to the nearest polling station in Kapiata. He said this discouraged many from exercising their right to vote. As the country prepares for the 2026 general elections, the headman has urged authorities to establish a polling station in his village to enhance voter participation.
Pamunge Tongola, Tongola, Kaputula, Matika, Ndasenama, na Shipeshe. Nemiti inji ishungukire. Ulan tanshi wadishuka. Abantu bandi bansa yakusala baya pakatyata polling station. Mumukuna wai bandi baya kuri tete mumitero wai mumulente district kampla ya muri intende ekire muwai ndi eryo bisa kusalira kwa leta sana abantu barabirwa ukukumanisha usalira kushende baba ekyo bera kuntende cyabana nomba uyantanshi kumakansera eki barete kanji barerombo kuti baratere ko polling station kunjenge yabo ako kusala kwa mu 2026 takula tika.
And lastly, in the local news, ZCCM-IH has handed over a check worth 41.6 million kwacha to the Ministry of Finance and National Planning as dividend for the financial year ended December 2023. Speaking during the handover for the dividend check in Lusaka yesterday, ZCCM-IH Chief Executive Officer Dr. Ndova Vibeti said the ministry holds 17% shares on behalf of the government. Dr. Vibeti also says two other dividend checks totaling 182 million kwacha were delivered to other shareholders, namely the Industrial Development Corporation (IDC) and the National Pension Scheme Authority (NAPSA). He says this brings the total dividends paid to ZCCM-IH shareholders since 2015 to date to over 1.6 billion kwacha. Meanwhile, Finance and National Planning Minister Stumbeko Msokotwane says government is elated that investments are paying off and that it looks forward to receiving more dividends in future. Before we take a look on the international news, a recap on the top stories. The EFF condemns police alleged shooting of a Kasempa resident in cold blood. 4 suspects allegedly involved in the killing of IBA Director General charged with murder and formally arrested. Nkombo directs councils to upload their approved 2024 output-based budget on their websites. Coming up in international news and sports, UN appeals for Security Council help to combat famine in Sudan. In sports, Muzala Samkonga qualifies for the 400 meters final after finishing second.
The KFM News. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
Senior United Nations officials appealed to the Security Council on Tuesday for help in getting humanitarian aid access in Sudan across borders, across battle lines, by air, by land, to fight famine that has taken hold in at least one site in North Darfur. The United States last month suggested that the 15-member body consider authorizing aid access through border crossings like Andre from Chad, but Sudan's army-aligned government and Council of Veto Power, Russia, said on Tuesday that there was no need for Security Council action. A global hunger monitor, the Integrated Food Security Phase classification, last week said more than 15 months of war in Sudan and restrictions on aid deliveries have caused famine in North Darfur's Zamzam camp for internally displaced people. Nobel Peace Prize winner Muhammad Yunus will be the chief advisor of an interim government in Bangladesh, the president's office has announced. The decision was made at a meeting between President Muhammad Saoubuddin, military leaders, and the heads of the Students Against Discrimination group, the presidency said. It comes a day after Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was forced from power and fled the country following weeks of student-led protests that spiraled into deadly unrest. Student leaders had been clear they would not accept a military-led government and had pushed for Mr. Yunus to lead the interim administration. Kamala Harris has chosen Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, a former school teacher and member of Congress, as her vice presidential nominee. Ms. Harris wrote on social media that he stood out from the competition because his convictions on fighting for middle-class families ran deep. But the Trump campaign said Mr. Walz, 60, was a dangerously liberal extremist. He is viewed as somebody who can win over rural and working-class voters, particularly in crucial Midwestern U.S. states. Mr. Walz will appear with Ms. Harris later on at a campaign event in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, before the pair begin a 5-day tour of other key battleground states. They will also speak at the Democratic National Convention later this month from 19 to 22 August in Chicago, when the Harris-Walz ticket will be made formal. And now in the world of sports, Mzala Samkonga qualifies for the 400 meters final after finishing second behind Granada's Kiran James. Samkonga becomes the first Zambian to reach an athletics final at the Olympics since Samuel Matete reached the 400 meters hurdles final in 1996 Olympics. Meanwhile, Zambia's 60th President Edgar Lungu has congratulated Mzala Samkonga on the milestone of reaching the finals of the Paris 2024 Olympics men's 400 meters event. President Lungu says Samkonga's dedication and hard work continue to bring pride to Zambia on the world stage. He wished him well in today's final race as he urged Zambians to rally behind him. The Zambia Premier League ZPL says starting next season, clubs that abrogate match rules by alleged superstitious practices will be fined. ZPL Chief Executive Officer Joseph Chimpampwe says should any team be seen climbing a fence, avoiding the dressing room and shunning stadia because of witchcraft allegations will be penalized. Chimpampwe said so far preparations for the start of the 2024-2025 league season are underway, with the Charity Shield taking place this weekend on the Copper Belt. Chimpampwe has further urged clubs to ensure that they comply with the club licensing policy before the league starts. We now come to the end of this news bulletin, but before we wind up, a recap on headlines. The EFF condemns police alleged shooting of a Kasempa resident in cold blood. 4 suspects allegedly involved in the killing of IBA Director General charged with murder and formally arrested. Nkombo directs councils to upload their approved 2024 output-based budget on their websites. And in international news headlines, UN appeals for Security Council help to combat famine in Sudan. In sports, Mzala Samkonga qualifies for the 400 meters final after finishing second. Ends the morning news bulletin on K95.5. And we were also streaming live on our Facebook page, K-FM 95.5, and on our YouTube channel. On behalf of the news crew at K, I'm Jack Mwapembulo. Keep listening to the Heavy Breakfast Show.
The KFM News. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
What happens when you put the legendary MJ Cole in the studio with one of the hottest up-and-coming crime MCs in former
You're going to play a typical number with a typical amount of loud and low passing.
We are the sum of our individual ambitions, and we will make more than fraction.
It's more than just radio.
95.5.
They say water is life. Manzi ni moyo. Ameishi moyo. And that's why you need to enjoy the refreshing taste of Aqua Kena, Wakula's first ever mineral water, packaged with love, care, and life. So every time you feel thirsty, grab a bottle of Aqua Kena and quench that thirst today. Aqua Kena is treated under sand and carbon filtration, reversal osmosis, and ozonation. We have packages ranging from 350 mils, 600 mils, 750 mils, 1.5 liters, 5 500 ml sachets and 18.9 liter containers. For orders, call 0979 414 384 or 0966 386 954, 0979 414 384 or 0966 386 954. Aquacana mineral water, straight from Mother Nature. Romeo, with my head up high. Confidence for you cause my skin's so dry. Oh yes, I'm glowing and I feel so fly. It's because I'm from you, that's why. Romeo, that's my skin. Always the rain.
Scrubbing till the drip was gone. Is how I did the dishes till you came along. Wow. Now that you are here, I sing a different song. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle dishes all day long. Sparkle, 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 sparkle dishes all day long. Sparkle, 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 sparkle dishes all day long.
Let your dishes sparkle with Boom Sparkle Plus dishwashing liquid.
We have family.
When family gives you unexpected laundry challenges, give them Banja washing powder. Banja washing powder, the family detergent.
Scrubbing till the drip was gone. Is how I did the dishes till you came along. Wow. Now that you are here, sing a different song. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle dishes all day long. Sparkle, 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 sparkle dishes all day long. Sparkle, 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 sparkle dishes all day long.
Let your dishes sparkle with Boom Sparkle Plus dishwashing liquid. To know where we're going, we must remember where we're coming from. Boom. Never forget home.
5.5.
You yearn for great entertainment, and now it's here. On 95.5.
95.5. You are listening to KKKFM.
Only question is, are you ready?
KKKFM, live on the FM dial. 95.5.
Good morning, Chia. Good morning, this morning is the finest morning. No, this morning is tomorrow morning, is finest this morning. This morning is no other morning, this morning.
Good morning, and that's our top of the hour classic coming in from Kanji, Mr. Big Star, featuring Binel, and it was a hit when it came, and she had the voice, but I don't know why she decided to hang up her boots when it comes to music. She even went into something gospel, and yeah, She's serving one of the defense wings now. And this is Heavy Breakfast Show on KFM 95.5. 7:14 is the time. Don't forget, in 15 minutes time, we'll be getting to the Bemba News. In case you want to have a conversation with us, the number is 0965-884-955. So that's the line in terms of the contact line, 0965-884-955, 09747-49885. Those are the two lines you can use, and let's have that conversation. Coming up next is the Rush Hour, where we just update you on what is happening on our roads, and of course, a reminder of what the do's and don'ts when you are using the roads for both the cyclists, motorists, and pedestrians.
Rush Hour on the Heavy Breakfast.
Okay, this is the Rush Hour, and we talk about what's happening on our roads. And last night, the traffic lights were not working, and there was that commotion, especially around 19 hours. We can only appeal to the traffic police department that please, sometimes you can just place officers at the junction, at the two junctions, that is the Cathedral and the Zanaco Bank junction. We don't have to wait till we lose a life there, because it becomes so chaotic, because the traffic lights are not working, and you know the conduct of our friends who use the motorbikes, the motorcyclists. Sometimes they don't just observe the rules. To them, chalo chao. So we can only appeal to the traffic police that please make sure that you monitor what is happening on our roads. Yeah, we know you have you do motorized patrols, but we need at least officers to be stationed at those two junctions, especially during the rush hour, like from 7:30 to around 8:30. You can see the confusion which is there, and of course between 18 and 19 hours, you can just place officers there so that we can prevent loss of lives. Yeah, it might happen. That's why it is called an accident. It might happen at any time. So just a reminder to the procedure for crossing the road. According to the highway code, before you cross, first find a safe place to cross. Then do the following. The first one is stop just before you get to the curb or edge of the road. Look all around for traffic and listen. So don't just use your eyes, use your ears also. Listen and look right, look left, and look right again. Just like we used to sing that song, look right, look left. Okay, that was in primary school. And if at the pedestrian crossing and traffic is coming, wait until the driver has given you the right of way. Do not cross until the road is clear. When it is safe, keep to the left of the crossing path and go straight across the road using the shortest route. And when crossing the road, you need to cross as quickly as you can, but do not run. So when you're crossing the road, don't take it easy. Move as fast as you can, but don't run. And do not wander or loiter whenever you are crossing the road. yaimini na fest mwana boko mwachilaya wambo kuwelera mulyamba pe kuwelera mufutiro ya isu kafute nikukwilira chikafuya yokuya. Okay, let me just pick up this call and find out what's happening there. Good morning. Hello. I'm fine, thank you. And who's on the line? Okay, Mr. Chilufe, you can go ahead. Yeah, you can go ahead. Okay, thank you so much for coming through, and I appreciate your contribution. Okay, so that's a good contribution there. I think the council should work in conjunction with ZESCO so that they can connect that the traffic lights to that line that goes to the Mansa General Hospital, so that we don't face such challenges. I think that's the easiest way to deal with this issue of the traffic lights going off because of load shedding. Okay, so that's a good one. I love that one. So let's hope someone from the council engineering department they can take that one and of course liaise with ZESCO so that we can resolve that issue of the traffic lights. Okay, this has been the rush hour on the Heavy Breakfast Show. We have another rush hour at 17:15 this afternoon on your number one radio station K 95.5.
FM Radio. In Monza, Sampia, Chipili, Chembe, and Solefos and the surrounding areas.
kubechipe betama betambula nangula femira iwe mona kuno Mungu fikishe na matwi noti menyola ambona so empionde sosa vitu vya kosa kuliwe oh. Chicha mi como amigo, ven ahí nena gana kaulichipe. Chicha mi como amigo, ven ahí nena gana kaulichipe. Kitaboto bela kumakelo, umupiwe na nileka leka, my excuse you say. Kitaboto bela kumakelo, umupiwe na nileka leka, my excuse you say. Kaniwe ole kwa ya kashika nampe, numba bushe bela. Ai elabu, ai kuna elabu. Ella, numba bushe ella, I don't ella. Ila chicha mi como amigo, ven ahí nena gana kaulichipe. Ila chicha mi como amigo, ven ahí nena gana kaulichipe.
Just as easy as 1, 2, 3, and all my clothes are squeaky clean.
Quick to remove the dirt and stains and the fresh clean.
Never seen nothing like it. That's exactly what I like it.
G-Nex Fashion, we're headed down street restaurant so we can see who has the X, the high X. Sir, that's a juicy chicken you have there. But did you wash your hands before jumping? I saw that you do not have the X, the hygiene X. Now you said to come doing it. Does he have the X? You got the X now.
Safety is a proven fact, only when related to hygienics. Hygienics, you're safe in our hands.
Here's Mike. He loves his Maximo. He starts with banana flavor for breakfast. He moves with vanilla during traffic. He moves with strawberry at lunchtime. He even has chocolate flavor at dinner too.
Mike, dinner too?
I can't help it. It's Maximo. Be like Mike. That's me, by the way. Move with the Maximo you love. Maximo flavored milk. Let Max move you.
Lele Paule joine, nami atapelana. Oh, young singer, someone, umoyo nipacha, nipacha, nipacha. Wabome, wasebe. So we wanna make your life easy with love and the joy. Oh, baby, let's make it work. Make your life easy.
We appreciate you hard workers, and that's why we're committed to making life easy for you. With cash in 20 minutes at rates as low as 6%, Sycamore. Visit your nearest branch to apply or get a quick quote on www.unify.credit.
Unify, making life easy.
The Kevin News.
News.
News. If it matters to you, it matters to us. The Careful News. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
Namisingira bakompa consequent mlekira unumla basoke FM. Iliashiria mshamba nishtia rushero ile pa 7 August 2024. Newala bilinga ninele unia kunda. Ichironga ina tsusha kumitekele icha Economic Freedom Fighters. Na tsusha mkwipa kwa mwika shwa kwa kasempa uyo wale imborubu wa God uwa kwetu kusangwa. Itungurushin kalamba iya shironga ino itire nangu bakanabe sakuri nchendi bali suminisha abantu kufwaya no kwimborubu wa God bakapokola bali bompya mwaka yabo kule shabikashi abakunchedi ya kasempa ukule ko kwimbe mikuba iya bakunchedi ya wabene. Itungurushin kalamba ya shironga ino cha EFF na ipansha ko kutekwa shironga ino cha UPNZ mukuu isansha mukulengo kwipayo kufudire pakati kabena Zambia bamwinda n'abantu bakateka bayitshema kushingirira bene Zambia abo bakwete okupera pomulapo okutira bakola bashingirira nga bayingira mu office no kubakateka lero bafiro kushita batire intampulo shale kashuka kumukotsi mukwimbo rwa God nikumlandi nenzare iri musalo ikwete okutumuka mu tungurusho bushafikapo bwatronganyo sha UPNZ bo bifitiro kufikisha IFF balera y'abantu
and deeply saddened by the recent death of an innocent resident of Kasempa, a family man who, like many others, was in the bush, desperately searching for traces of gold. The EFF unequivocally denounces the extrajudicial killing sanctioned by the Hakainde Hichilema administration. Yesterday's cold-blooded murder of a Kasempa resident by the Zambia police is a harrowing reminder of the brutality and disregard for human life that has become all too common under this regime. This atrocity is not only an isolated incident, it follows the brutal killings of unarmed citizens in Wakwa province and Chilabongo, where a young boy was shot dead by the state police during a community protest over Millimil. President Hichilema, who once condemned such extrajudicial killings under the previous government, now presides over the same heinous acts while foreigning ignorance. Human life is sacred, and the EFF condemns in the strongest terms the unwarranted killings of Zambian citizens. President's blatant disregard for the lives of the people he sought to protect is unacceptable.
abaleetunganishwa bane okuyisansha mu kwepa kw'aba Director General abakiputwa cha Independent Broadcasting Authority bamutsira mleya ebakwete okupingula mulandu wa kuipaya kabili balikwata okwikatwa n'empuka y'abakapokola. Abaleetunganishwa beeshimika okutsira ni ba Constable Caleb Zulu abali n'emyaka 29, ba Constable Mutusani Dekowe abali n'emyaka yakufyalwa 27, abo kabiri babombi bamumpuka y'abakapokola. Bambi abaleetunganishwa beekashiba ku musumba wa Lusaka ba Samuel Dekowe abali n'emyaka 37 na ba Francis Chipyoka ba Accountancy abakiputwa cha IBA. Mumukalambalanza kw'empuka y'abakapokola ba Rehamonga Batsire bakapokola babiri ba Mutusani Dekowe na ba Caleb Zulu okusansha kuna beekashi ba Samuel Dekowe n'abalondwapo okusangwa n'omulandu wa kwiba. Bahamunga bapeera akasebo ka kutsila ababali bane balina okumonekera mu kidya kya Milando mu kwangufyanya. Babwishikuwa ba 24 July 2024 mubiri wa bamleya ewasangirwe n'ebifurasa vya mfuti kunchende ya Njove ku musumba wa Lusaka. Chirora chikwa chiputwa cha Local Governments and Rural Development bagari Nkombo n'abapeera ekambisho ku mabuteeko ya Chikaya kampusha emirimu ya kusuminisha kwa bwanshiko bwa 2024 outputs based budget mu ma websites yabo kufika pale 5 pa 9th August 2024. Bankombo Batsire obwanshiko bwa budget bulenekera okufishapo kabila kwa chintu bwingi mu mibombere y'amabuteeko ya Chikaya. Mukulanda panshita baleesera okumala kwa bwanshiko bwa 2024 Local Authorities Consolidated Yellow Book. Bankombo Batsire amapepala ya chintu bwingi yalingirira okupangwa afikapo kabili ayanguka mu kusuminisha embalisha lekanalekana n'abeekashi okuyisanshamu. Batsire yinshira nimwe lino okusuminisha okubomba okwafumaluka mu kupanga amanshiko ya mibombere. Lubali lumbi ba UNICEF Country Representative ba Penelope Champeo Batsire bali abansansa parupapula lwa output based budget aparunze puno okutsila lulina okushinikisha okwisanshamu okupeerwa kumbalisha lekanalekana kwakwata okubomba bwino. Naba USAID Local Impact Deputy Chief of Party ba Virginia Chitanda n'abandolefu bali abayipirisha okunkanyapo okubombera shaka munefuturwa bakufusha abeekasha bakuyisansha mu mirimu yalekanalekana iyipiribula okusekeramu abeekashi. Bakansela basaba ku Mush Password ba James Mabo n'abiisha embombere ekonkanishiwepo mu musebo wa Kavunda Matanda Chipya Road okutsira emirimu irendafye bwino. Batsire ba contractor n'abomba entanku okufa kuri 21 kilometers okulola ku nchende ya Chimbwa kabiri baleenekera okutendeka okusenda gravel mu kubangirira omulungu oleisa. Bamabo n'abalondolefu bali abansansi pa mirimu ya bacontractor apalondolere kutsira balafisha kwefe aleenekera. Kabiri n'abalomba abeekashi bakw'Amatanda n'enchende eshingulwikeko okuba bateekanya okutsira omusebo onse ukabomberwapo n'okwamishwa pakutsira kwingaba okwangusha emindere ku beekashi fye bonse.
Chipya Road ba contractor n'abaseba kufika kuri 21 kilometers okumaku batafire pa Mizo Mine. Apa turerorera omusebo okwamba okupitirira okuya kuchimbwa kuri makonde kuyafika mu Manza River. Rero ba contractor next week baratampa okubika n'omubagirazeho nangula okusama okusakala bwekipate omusebo w'enakusa bwino. Abantu beeso bakitama kwebo balenda mu bwino n'ambulansi yakisa mu kusenda abaana mawe balipa bukulu n'abalwere kilepita mu bwino kwatinga tukabwangu mu kipatala kya Mansa General Hospital. Ile bakola kusakala byo nomara mankulabika bwino emifolo ile yakufunya menshi omusebo kutwala kumpange itali. Ifi emirimu irenda mukwaye irenda fyo bwino kwino muri panono tulesera.
Mu kusondolera kw'eryashi mu Chilemba muri minisita ya Luchero bamwine mushi bachongola n'abayirishanya pakubula obuyantanshi mu musumba Mansa. Bamwine mushi bachongola mu musumba Mansa n'abalondolefu bali abayisansha mu kutsira omushi wabo n'emishi yashingulukako balikwata okushalira ku buyantanshi. Mukulanda kuli bakalemba weri ashaba kunumula basoke FM intungulu shia lutambi balondwere okulu efyafikapo n'ensende yakusaliramu ya polling station mumishi pamonga chongola ndasenama na shipeshe ero nemishimbi ngafumu ifirangirire kwensende yakwata okushalira ku byantanshi bamwe nemushi bachongola balondwere okutsira mukusala kwaliko kunuma abekashi baleshingwana mafya kumulandu wa kwenda intamfu itali kuya ku polling station ya palamako kunchende yakapyata batsire firalenga abantu abengi kuri inchende okulafira okuyitsansha mukusala nangu chakutsira bali kwata ensambu ishakuyisalira iliyo chalo chesonga mino kusala kwa shinkumbawire mu mwaka wa 2026 bamwine mushi nabo memba lichikumine kubakulira ko polling station mumushi wabo pakutsira bakuyisansha mukusala chikabangukire lyenshita yakusala ile yaile palamina
pamoja nyiki Tongola, Erickson Kilongola, Kaputula, Matipa, Ndasenama na Kipeshi. Nemiti inji ishungukire. Ula ntanchi walishuka. Abantu bandi bancha yakutala baya pakapyata polling station. Mumukuna wayi bandi baya kuri tete mumitero wayi mumurinde district. Kabla ya muri intende ekirengire mu wayi n'indi. Eyo isa ko kwa cyane. Abantu baratirwa kukumanisha utalira kunkende baba ekitobera kunkende cy'abanako nomba uyantanshi kumakansera eti barete kandi barerombo kuti baratere ko polling station kunkende yabo ako kusara kwa muntu wese tabula tika
Embere iriasha mushwemba muri minista ya Ruchero iriasha mushwemba tramita komishita yakasuba pa 12:18
News. If it matters to you, it matters to us.
You can love me your whole life. What if you're coming out? I'm gonna and give me the true love. You can love me your whole life. What if you're coming out? I'm gonna and give me the true love. My sister, You can love me the whole life. What if you're coming out? I'm gonna move it to the and give me the true love. You can love me your whole life. What if you're coming out? I'm gonna move it to the and give me the true love. But I'm not still
Download it from ilovezmusic.com.
The meaning of life is not to simply exist, but to move ahead, to rise up and achieve, to conquer. Introducing Kung Fu Energy Drink, your push for the next conquest. Kung Fu Energy Drink, master the power.
Exactly what I mean. Enjoy it every day.
This is not just milk. It's Dairy Gold milk. It's farm fresh and it's delicious.
Screaming, I'm ready to go. Now tell me, do you feel the flow?
Now you can use the yellow to break another show.
You skip the rest.
Words must be below, can have to love.
Everybody needs some love. Makes you happy, makes you feel alright.
Everyone out there knows that our confidence comes from the way we look and feel, and because we all have different skin types, we frequently need a unique solution for all our skin types every day. This is why MediHerb introduces MediHerb turmeric soap with turmeric extract and argan oil that has anti-inflammatory and antibacterial benefits. MediHerb saffron soap with saffron and almond oil, which are vitamin enriched with antioxidant properties. Trust in MediHerb Ayurvedic herbal soap with 18 herbs and natural oils to take care and revitalize your skin every day.
We have family.
When family gives you unexpected laundry challenges, give them Banja washing powder. Banja washing powder, the family detergent.
What happens when you put the legendary MJ Cole in the studio with one of the hottest up-and-coming grime MCs in form?
You're going to play a typical number with a typical amount of loud and low passing.
We are the sum of our individual ambitions, and we will make more than
It's more than just radio. 95.5.
It's our day. Play together.
Chinese music on China Turkey. Taking that make you get it bigger, radio just got bigger.
Hi, I'm Matthias from Belgium, and I listen to KFM when I'm in Zambia, and back home via the internet.
Hi, I'm Miriam from Austria, and I listen to KFM when I'm in Zambia, and back home via the internet.
I'm Mia from Austria, and I listen to KFM when I am in Zambia and back home via the internet.
95.5 is my station. A new dawn is on the horizon, a reason to turn your radios back on. 95.5, a breath of fresh air.
This is the KFM's Heavy Breakfast Show live on 95.5. And yeah, in Mansa and surrounding areas. And if you're outside Mansa, you can simply go to Radio Garden and search for K-FM 95.5, or you can go to our YouTube channel. We are live there. And yes, we are live on our YouTube channel. We're also live on our Facebook page, KFM. Yeah, K-FM 95.5. That's our Facebook page. We are streaming live there. You can watch as we present the breakfast show. And you can also use the same platform to leave your messages. As we now get to what's in the papers, what they have printed today in terms of our local newspapers. We start with the Mast newspaper, and the big headline in the Mast newspaper is corruption is deep-rooted. Those in government are saying it's our time. Going scot-free because they are related or close associates to President Siamunene. So that's an allegation there being made by Mr. Siamunene that corruption is deep-rooted, and those in government are saying it's our time. Womba Mwibala. It is back. That statement is back again. The other story is the Hamukale agent's courage to prosecute and jail corrupt friends, relatives. That is Mr. Hamukale, and this is the former Southern Province Minister. And the other story is Mwimbu's statement on J. Banda sets a dangerous precedent. Hari Kalaba. And ZCCM-IH hands over 41.6 million dividend to the Minister of Finance. That's another story in the Mast newspaper of today, Wednesday, August 7, 2024. The other story is Kombolonche's output-based budgeting for local authorities. So that's a good initiative by the Ministry of Local Government, so that the people out there, the beneficiaries of, especially of the CDF funds, can monitor how the monies are being spent. And so it's a yellow book for the local government. So if you want to check the money, how they are coming in and how they are spent, you just log on to the, like here in Mansa, we have the Mansa Municipal Council website. We are told by the PR that they have launched the website for Mansa Municipal Council. So it will be easy to monitor what is going on. Newspaper. Just checking out the other story in the Mast newspaper. Who's trying to call on my line? Come on. Sorry. So that story. The other paper this time around is the News Diggers. And the big story is Zema contradicts Chipoka as minister expresses displeasure with Diggers' investigation. And they say, we are not aware of Chinese processing plants in Chiwempala. There's an investigation that was carried down by the News Diggers that there are some illegal mining activities that are happening, and they are calling it blood copper. Yes, and let me just give you the first paragraph from this story. I'm uncomfortable with where you say blood profiteers involved in illegal mining are protected by politicians, especially when you mention a certain country with which we have now built a strong relationship, says Commerce Minister Chipoka Mulenga. Now you can ask, is he worried about the relationship with China, or is not worried about the illegal mining activities happening at in Chingola? So I don't know what makes the minister uncomfortable. Is it the relationship with China and or the illegal mining that is happening? Need to clarify. And also, we have a story. I know police were not innocent under my regime, but brutality must end. So that's admission by former President Edgar Lungu that police were not innocent. In other words, he's saying police were also brutal under the PF. So he has acknowledged that, but he says that must come to an end. And DEC intercepts drug traffickers in Lusaka and Copperbelt. That's another story on page 11 of the News Diggers. And they have also carried the same story of ZCCM IH handing over 41.6 million dividend check to Ministry of Finance. We move on to the Daily Nation. And this one says, critical SDA pastor resigns 4 months after delivered in a controversial sermon in Mindoro, warning President Hichilema and the UPND that they would soon be history because governments come and go. Okay. No comment. The other story is the political greed hindering repealing of Public Order Act, says Bishop Kaela. And ECO slams police barbarism, brutality in Kasempa. The other story in the Daily Nation, opposition rubbish government scenario, JJ Pandas. If the man turned into an angel, Malaika, hero pupuka pa window, Malaika. There is drama. That is the movie. I think I need to sponsor this movie. We need to make a prison escape movie. But this one, it will be called the Chipata Hospital Escape. Akuma support to in the Daily Nation. We move on to the state-run Daily Mail newspaper. JJ Banda's wife quizzed his police chief, says all 3 questioned over his disappearance. That's the thing. This is the highest drama that we've ever seen this year. The escape of a very sick person. Miracles do happen, eh? The other story is Ukraine seeks to make Zambia regional grain hub, and DEC sees 2.5 tons high-grade cannabis at Intercity. The KCM employees, contractors get promised dues. That's a good one. So they've started getting their dues. Yeah. And, yeah. Growth on Women's First removed, and maternity invest in $40 million cancer center. Yeah, that is a sigh of relief there for cancer patients. They have been going through a lot, more especially that the cancer hospital has not been operational for some years now. It is down. It cannot even be repaired. Lastly, we check one story in the Daily Liberation. Antonio is planning to form another party, Musumari. We were left with no option but to terminate appointment as quickly as possible. So Antonio Mwanza was fired from the Socialist Party, and now we are told that he wanted to form another party. He was in the party inside the party, but also he had the ambitions of forming another party. How many parties are we going to have in Zambia? So that's what's in the papers today, the 7th of August 2024. We now get to the news headlines at 8. On the other side, we'll be getting to the world of sports. The EF condemned Somalia
wasanika ngentanda kushawari kwatako umunobe nga Movit styling gel.
Oh yeah.
Iyi Movit inekata nokularika imishishi ofuma akachelo fika nechungulo.
Wow.
Movit styling gel yaliangusha inchito era kwata nokubekesha imishishi yonse ele mwakwata ukumaniketse muma cosmetic shops na muma saloni ayali mufeki na imwe. Movit all day confidence.
Greatness is everywhere. It's in the places you go, the people you meet, the things you do. Introducing Shaka soft drinks, a unique, refreshing drink that celebrates greatness. Shaka, celebrate greatness. Missed out on your favorite local shows due to load shedding? Don't worry. TSTV and GoTV got you covered with the Zambezi Reloaded channel. A channel dedicated to replay all your favorite Zambezi magic shows at different times so you stay up to date. TV channel 57. These
Base Zambia bazanizi ichupa cha bulimi okubombera pamona ba GIZ batulako Fish for Food Sustainability Project Roadshow nangula obwangalo obwapa musebo obokwata mpile ku Eastern Province nomba buli muno mwine mulwakula mu myesu
Mama, ekyo kirepiri bulo kwe bati twakule polesa bya rutu na mushaka.
Iyo bane Fish for Food Program ilesa mirisha babisungire isuma iyamadamu Yesu okubombera pamo bashitata n'abana mayo aquaculture imisungire isuma iyamavuku Yesu okupakamisha obumi bwesu obukyabusaka na bimbipo kabiri okukulongana mukwayi kuleita indukwa shonse kanshina bekala mushibonse ukokukaba okusangalala ukwakirako kabiri kukaba n'okubeera ebirambu ebyakusana kusana
kukaba n'efirambu awe ngefwayo okukonka okukwena njebe n'efingi balifingi
alakyakya n'omwana aleerira muntu wandi kanshi owakwebere enfa yakwanoko ali mutanshi kanshi kubangira bantu okulivirambu ebyakusana kusana nevivirambu vikabako mukwayi majombo nangula amagambutsi amagati g'emizifyangalo vyavipepala mukwayi na bimbipo efe tukalasambirira pakutira twinga pakamishaindi kwa shesu kabiri chikaba chimu kichocho tukashamulwakula cho tukashala tulesekapo pyenendi kwa shesu alale
mayo ngaifu fweba abana nangula fweba kweto lupo lukalamba tuli abaitwa okwisango lupo nangula shani bantunga mwalorekesha abana nabena awo bumita buli kwenda
Aleni mayo sunshire papa washala kubwangalo kusuma na mayo nabashitata bonse natwitwa kuli ubwangalo bwo tukakwata okunongera momu byamazambiriro ayengi mkwayi afya kupata mishabumi bwesu kabirine misungire isuma iyamavuku Yesu mkwayi
awe ngesimulanire kuli Islamu na ine wine mkwayi ndekonka na ine ndekonka
Mwana kote. Ubwangalo bukamera kwisa kanshi namangalo Yesu muno mulwakula yakaba kunchendoku ba 8 August tukaba kukawambwa ukukabani kwa shikalaba elo mukawambwa mwine pa 9 August tukaba kuchibote elo tukesasera ukuya mumwense apapa kabani pamulundu primary school nobushiku bwa 10th August elo nokuserapo nokuya mumansa apapa kabani pamuchinka ground nobushiku bwa pa 11th August mumansa mwine tukesaserapo tukaya pamahumba nobushiku bwa 12th August kabiri nokwisaserapo kuya munchendera Sambia apapa kesa abantu pa 13 August kanshi bonse twaitwa tiyeni tukasangweko kumasambiriro ya suma kabiri na kumangalo ayalekanalekana.
Too nice to be played.
What happens when you put the legendary MJ Cole in the studio with one of the hottest up-and-coming grime MCs in the form of
You're going to play a typical amount of loud and low passing.
We are the sum of our individual ambitions, and we were made more than flattered.
It's more than just radio.
95.5.
That's our top of the hour classic coming in from Alice Chuma Okondewa. It's 0814. Do stand by for the sports update, and that's K Breakfast Sports, and that one will take us up to the news review at 8:30. This is KFM 95.5.
95.5 KFM Radio. In Mansa, Sapia, Chipili, Chembe, and Sonderforce and the surrounding areas.
Sanchez chips it. Boy, Manchester City left that way. Ali and Kane together. And Lukaku has got the hat-trick.
Good morning once more. Welcome to the sports update on KFM's 95.5. That is the Heavy Breakfast Show. And we give you everything in sport, what is happening in the world of sport. That is this week. And we will start with what is happening in Luapula, and then we'll move on with what is happening somewhere else, and then we'll touch on some Conga and other news coming through from the Paris Olympics, 2024 Olympics, and then we'll wind up there with what is happening with the transfers and the matches that were played last night. Yeah, in the 8 hours of today, there were some friendly games, and of course, just know that Chelsea lost, but we'll give you the full results on the other side. As we remain with about 24 days before the Luapula Division 1 League kicks off, so many happenings in our local football, and of course some transfer rumors, like we have heard that Mubamba Katara, formerly of ZNS Rwamfum, was spotted at Mansa Wanderers, because Mansa Wanderers has attracted the attention of so many players this season, and it's, for me, it's reported this week United. So Sichu might be part of the team that will travel to Mufulira to face Mufulira Wanderers. This should be their pre-season training. So Sichu is back at Mansa Wanderers. That's what I'm saying. It looks the most active team at the moment, that is Mansa Wanderers, because it's like every player is trekking that side. But we'll wait and see. And football is played on the pitch. Yeah. We might say this and that on radio, but at the end of the day, is the 90 minutes that would decide when it comes to football. So this is what is happening in terms of local football. Now we move on to what is happening somewhere else in Zambia. Now we are hit with a story that Agri Chiangi is set to take over as Nkwazi head coach in the football club. For Chiangi, who has been unattached since living in Changa Rangers, will make his return to the Super League with this appointment. Chiangi is widely regarded as one of the most exceptional coaches in Zambian football, particularly known for his successful tenure at Green Eagles. During his time with Eagles, he led the team to qualify for both the CAF Champions League and CAF Confederation Cup, solidifying his reputation as a top-tier coach. Taking over at Nkwazi, however, will present a formidable challenge for Chiangi. The team has recently seen several key players exit, which could complicate Chiangi's task of rebuilding and maintaining competitive performance. Nonetheless, this is where great coaches prove their mettle, and all eyes will be on Chiangi to see how he rises to the occasion, especially as at Nkwazi, even in Nkwazi. But Chiangi, I guess, is equal to the task. Yeah, should be equal to the task. And of course, and also we're checking out locally what is happening in terms of local football. And but let's just check with what is happening with our son in Israel. Now, Zambia sensation Songa Chipioka made his debut for his new Israeli side, Hapoel Petach Tikva, in a 1-1 League Cup draw. Songa joined Hapoel Petach Tikva on loan from Zesco United. Deal depends on the under-20 internationals performing the season. 3 assists in the Israeli National League, which caught that he should bear that he performs to their expectation, so that he might be considered for just assessing. Talking about the world of sport and what is happening in the world of sports. Yeah, before we get to hear what is happening in terms of Olympics in France, let's just look at some of the friendly matches. Yeah, we had the game between Real Madrid and Chelsea. We also had the game between Dynamo Kyiv and Rangers. And which other game was played in the 8 hours of today? Yeah, so the preseason latest we have is that Chelsea lost 2-1 in the final US friendly with Real Madrid. So Chelsea were beaten 2-1 by a young Real Madrid side in the final match of their United States tour. First half goes from Dani Ceballos and Brahim Diaz in Charlotte were enough for Madrid, despite Noni Madueke's header for the Blues. Ceballos followed in a deflected Lucas Vazquez shot to finish in the 19th minute, and in the 27th minute, Diaz grounded new goalkeeper Philippe Jorgensen to score from a tight angle past the Den, who made his first start at the back of American Stadium. Chelsea put one back as Madueke headed in Enzo Fernandez's cross at the far post in the 39th minute, and Maresca made no substitutes at halftime, but his tweaked team looked more solid as they played out a drab goalless second half, where the best opportunity was a spanned one-on-one chance for Christopher Nkunku. So it ended Real Madrid 2 and Chelsea 1. And then the other game, yes, it was a draw between Dynamo Kyiv and Rangers, and it was an equalizer by Cyril Dessers in the 94th minute. And of course, it earned Rangers a crucial first leg draw with Dynamo Kyiv in their bid to qualify for the Champions League. And amid increasing negative noise surrounding the start of the Ibrox club season, Philippe Clement's side fell behind to Andriy Yarmolenko's first half opener. And so the winners of this tie will face in the 2024 2025 to the Netherlands. So the qualifiers have started in the UEFA Champions League. And later today, we expect Arsenal and Aston Villa as they do their final preparations for the 2024-2025 season. So Arsenal and Aston Villa making their final preparations. Well, we had a good news about Mzala Samkonga, who was qualified 1996 history at the Olympics when he won gold, and we expect he takes part in the finals of the 400 meters sprint there. And in the other news, Brazil thrashed world champion Spain to set up a repeat of the 2008 Olympic women's football final against the United States in Paris on Saturday. And an on goal set Brazil on their way, with Gabi Portinho scoring a second on the stroke of halftime to stand the side that many had tipped as favorites for the gold medal. Adriana added the third for Brazil, who are still without their all-time leading scorer Marta 38 after she was suspended following her dismal in the Group C defeat to the Spaniards. While Dunda Sampaio headed into her own goal to give Spain hope, Caroline Resclier in the first of 1500 minutes to score Brazil's fourth before Salma Paruero bundled in a late consolation. Spain will now play Germany for the bronze medal in Lyon on Friday. So Brazil have gone to the finals, and they will play the United States. And that's the match I watched last night. That is United States playing against Germany. It was a nice match, and of course with high intensity. Yeah, that was played around 19 hours. Okay, so those are the stories that we had today in the on the KFM Breakfast Sports Update. You can join Vinny tomorrow at the same time as he gives you more information of what is happening in the world of sport. Coming up next is the news review.
It's not a meal, but it's just as filling. It's not a fruit, but it's just as giving. It's Shaky Joe. Shaky Joe. Shaky Joe. Shaky. Get rid of that hungry stomach rumble. Get yourself a refreshing Shaky Joe fruity milk. Strawberry pineapple. Next Shaky Joe.
Shaky Joe. Fill yourself with goodness.
You want it all? Well, we've got it all. Just for you. The Premier League, La Liga, the FA Cup, Bola Z, Serie A, the Europa League, and a whole lot more. Stay connected to DSTV Compact for only 610 kwacha per month and get all the football you want. DSTV Zambia, your home of entertainment.
You yearn for great entertainment, and now it's here. On 95.5.
95.5. You are listening to KFM.
One question is, are you ready?
KFM live on the FM dial. 95.5.
Here 24 hours a day. Some people ask us how we can play this. It's easy. We've got 2 CD players and a radio station all for you.
This is KFM.
Morning Chat Radio.
Welcome to the news review. This is the time we look back at the stories that made headlines in our news today and even yesterday evening. Some of the stories that we had, and of course that you can comment on. So if you have got any contribution on the stories that we are going to share, please you can simply call 0965-884-955, 0965-884-955, or you can text or go to our Facebook page and leave your message there. So today on the news review, we look at the story that we talked about on a Monday, and it is still burning, that story which happened in Kasempa, where there was a gold rush and the police went there and dispersed the people who went to mine the gold that was discovered in that area. Now, the Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, has condemned the killing of a Kasempa resident who was in the quest of digging gold that was recently discovered. The opposition leader says despite the local chief allowing his people to search and dig for gold, police used extreme brutality to stop the citizens of Kasempa from having a stake in their mineral wealth. The EFF leaders accused the UPND government of sanctioning the killings of several other Zambians in similar circumstances without recourse for those involved. Mwenders called on President Hichilema to protect the lives of Zambians he swore to protect upon assuming the office of president. He blamed the actions of citizens going out to mine the gold on the rise in anger in the country resulting from the poor leadership of the UPND government that failed to fulfill its promise of a better Zambia for the majority of Zambians. And this is what Mr. Mabo had to say, Mr. Kasonde rather had to say.
Saddened by the recent death of an innocent resident of Kasempa, a family man who, like many others, was in the bush desperately searching for traces of gold. The EFF unequivocally denounces the extrajudicial killing sanctioned by the Hakainde Hichilema administration. Yesterday's cold-blooded murder of a Kasempa resident by the Zambia police is a harrowing reminder of the brutality and disregard for human life that has become all too common under this regime. This atrocity is not only an isolated incident, It follows the brutal killings of unarmed citizens in Wakra province and Chilabongwe, where a young boy was shot dead by the state police during a community protest over Millennium. President Hichilema, who once condemned such extrajudicial killings under the previous government, now presides over the same heinous acts while foreigning ignorance. Human life is sacred, and the EFF condemns in the strongest terms the unwarranted killings of Zambian citizens. President's blatant disregard for the lives of the people he sought to protect is unacceptable.
That is Mr. Kasonde, who is the EFF president, talking about what is happening in Kasempa, and where there was a gold rush. And he's alleging that there was one person that was killed, and we are yet to receive any official confirmation from the Zambia police, and we'll try to check if they will give an update on what is happening in Kasempa, where there was a gold rush. And the other story that making the headlines that deserves your review is village headman Chongola of Mansa has expressed concern over the lack of development in his community and surrounding areas. In an interview with KFM News, the traditional leader highlighted the absence of basic infrastructure, including a polling station in villages such as Andasenama and Shipeshe. Hetman Chongola explained that during past elections, residents had to walk long distances to the nearest polling station in Kapiata. He said this discouraged many from exercising their right to vote. So the country prepares for the 2026 general elections. The Hetman has urged authorities to establish a polling station in his village to enhance voter participation. That is Headman Chongola talking about issues to do with development in his area, especially in the two places that he mentioned, in the Senama and the Shpeshe. I don't know how your area is in terms of development where you're staying, and of course, what are some of new developments that have been brought since you elected that councillor in your area. So you can share your thoughts also on this story on 0965 884 955, 0965 884 955. The other story also to do with development is Mushipashi Ward Councillor James Mabo, who has expressed happiness at the progress made in the construction of the Kabunda Chipya Matanda Road. In a statement to KFM News, Mabo says the contractor so far graded 21 kilometers of the road to Chimbwa and is expected to begin graveling and working on the drainages as early as next week. Mabo expressed satisfaction with the quality of work done so far, stating that it is meeting his expectations and those of the residents in the area. He reassured residents of Matanda and surrounding areas that the entire road would be improved significantly to ease the movement of people and goods to and from the area. And this is the Mushipashi Ward Councillor James Mabo speaking to KFM.
Bakontractor n'abaseba kufika kuri 21 kilometers okufuma ku batasire pa mizo mine. Apa turerorera musebo kwamba kupitirira kuya kuchimbwa kuri makonde kuya Mansa River. Ero bakontractor next week baratampa kubika nomba gravel nangula okusama otusakala gwe kati omusebo olingakosa bwino abantu beeso bakita amakwebo balenda mu bwino n'ambulansi yakuse mu kusenda abaana mali balipa bukulu n'abalwere kile pitamu bwino kati nga fika bwangu ku kipatala kya Mansa General Hospital ile bakola kusagula byo nomba amali kulabika bwino emifolo ile yakufumya menshi omusebo twala kumpange ita ifi emirimu irenda nkwaye irenda fiyo bwino muri panono trace.
Okay, that's the Councillor Mushipashi, Ward Councillor James Mawo, speaking to KFM over the development agenda that he has for his area, which is Mushipashi. And of course, he expressed happiness that progress has been made in the construction of the Kavunda Chipcha-Matanda road. And it's a road that I've used before, and it was in a bad state, but what we have heard that 21 kilometers of the road is expected has been done by the contractor so far. So that's a good news for the people of Kavunda, Chipya, Matanda there to at least be easy for you to move your agro products if you want to bring into the town center. So these are some of the developmental issues happening in and around our town. And you can share your thoughts also. What are some of the developmental issues that are going on in your area where you are, and you're happy with, if you are happy with what is happening where you are staying or you are living. And just to cross the borders, there is something that caught my attention. Now, this is in South Africa. Yeah, it comes from South Africa. Now, regular power cuts had become a feature of South African life, and feelings the country was moving in the wrong direction, but the electricity supply has been uninterrupted since March, leaving people to wonder what has changed. There is no longer load shedding in South Africa. It is a crisp winter's day in Johannesburg, a clear blue sky shimmering over the bustling town of Alexandra, or Alex, as it is more commonly known in South Africa. And there, the BBC talked to a lady called Rashamosa, and of course, she's the one who said the people are wondering what has happened, because they were accustomed to load shedding, but all of a sudden things have just improved. And she says, and I quote, "The power is everything." She said at the time, "I'm very stressed. We don't have money because of the electricity. We can't see. It's dark." I don't think so. That was some time back before power. Things changed. Starting this week. And this has happened not by chance, but because of the promise that was made by President Cyril Ramaphosa in July 2022, where he announced the Energy Action Plan, and the following February he declared the national state of disaster over the electricity crisis. And soon after, he created the role of electricity minister, appointing Gisho Ramakopa. And then ESCOM launched the 2-year generation operational recovery plan, the key aim of which was to increase the amount of power known as the energy availability factor to 70% of the network's potential. At the same time, ESCOM overhauled its leadership, which most point to as a crucial factor. For years, the company had been set by corruption under former President Jacob Zuma, known as state capture, when it fell victim to acts of theft and sabotage. A former CEO even claimed to have been poisoned. Now, another significant move last year was a 254 billion rand debt relief package from the Treasury to plug ESCOM's financial black hole. As a result, there has been a substantial reduction in unplanned outages or load shedding at ESCOM's power stations that had been caused by breakdowns in units. This in turn meant that program of planned maintenance could be carried out. This has led to more energy capacity, and on 23 July, it reached 35,000 megawatts, its highest in 6 years. Imagine, 35,000. That's what South Africa is producing in terms of power. And if you compare to us, we are just standing at 1,000. And of course, our capacity, our consumption in Zambia in terms of power is slightly above 2,000. And this shows that South Africa is more industrialized for them to produce that 35,000. No wonder maybe even the government of Zambia has decided to start importing power from South Africa. About 200 plus megawatts of power will be imported from South Africa. Now you understand that South Africa has got now enough power. They can't even talk about load shedding in South Africa. It's just a strange word so far. So that is the strides that have been made by our friends in South Africa in terms of reduction of load shedding. Let me just pick up this call. Good morning. Yes, sir, I was on the line. Okay, well, Mike, you can go ahead. Kukasempa, yes. Mm. Yemkwe. Yeah. Okay. Imkwe. Natotera sana naidewa Mike. Okay, that is Mr. Mike from Wanguni. And yeah, sometimes we need to appreciate people. Don't wait until something happens. That's when you start saying, nobody we know. So I think when the customers appreciate your services, it paints a good picture. And of course, the issues of Kasempa mine there. Yes, I think government need to put its house in order. And of course, find ways in which they can allow these people to mine gold. I think it, like I mentioned on Monday, it wouldn't be good to see that when you chase those people and then we just find maybe some foreigners come and claim that it is their mine and the like. So let's hope that thing won't happen in that manner. Let me just pick up another call. Good morning. Twashuka fe bwero mkwai tibalanda ife mkwai gamwasira ko pano no mbuya ataire umfika ile koma phone network pa umfika mkwai the network is just bad. It's just bad. Network we just wanted to hear from you so that mwalanda pona ya mwefu mwachafu okulanda network teyachi babwino limbiringa mwatu mafuti yala abafe bwino mukaya wafyashi 0965884955. And I know she was also talking about the same brand of Mirimil that is a good brand, and Let me, maybe she's back. Hello? Mkwai man. Okay, I think after the show, I'll go to to the named company to go and get money for free advertising here. I need to get to that money because everyone has talked about the same company that it is producing a good meal. So naine in free advertisement mwakwata the named company. Yeah. Okay, so this has been the news review. We are now getting to the DSTV multi-choice remote.
Secrets have been kept, but on 10 Tamanga Street, the truth can no longer be buried. Previously unresolved issues come crashing into the present, reopening old wounds. To protect his family's legacy, Kundi is forced into a desperate hustle.
Just there, we must make this work.
He brings in an imposter to pretend to be his long-lost mother. But can they maintain the charade? As chaos threatens to consume the street, Idiani Foods fights for survival. Will love and hope prevail amidst deception? Get him stay connected to confront the lies, the pain, and the struggle for redemption. In season 2 of Tim Tamanga Street, where the hustle for love and hope never ends. Every Thursday and Friday at 20 hours, only on Zambezi Magic. DSTV channel 162 and GoTV Super channel 3.
Do you want a little bit of this? Night delivery. Hey, or a little bit of that.
You didn't betray me. You betrayed yourself.
This guy has got 6 mannerless wives.
Okay, you want to share you? That's why they cannot about to come to work.
Finish from wet poo. How about that from wet poo? And now there's a big chance for Hudson Tucker, and he scores. Hudson Tucker saw the ball fall kindly for it.
Hurry up, because we have it all on DSTV. Tune in to the Bounty Choice Remote for more. It's time for the Bounty Choice Remote. Only on KFM.
Welcome to the DSTV multi-choice remote, and this is the time we talk about what's happening on DSTV. And you're aware that there is so much more on DSTV. And like we always mention, if you want to be part of the DSTV family, you can simply go to the Rapid Stores. That's where we have our office, and go and buy that decoder so that you can enjoy our programming. And today we are going to watch some conga in the finals. So if you are not on DSTV, you cannot manage to watch some congas. He attempts to make history after the achievement of Samuel Matete in 1996. We expect a god, nothing less than a god. And of course, we want to see the Zambian flag being raised in Paris. So what are some of the programs we can look out for today on Zambezi Magic? Starting in the next 5 minutes is the repeat of Mpari. Yeah, if you missed the last night's episode, you can watch Mpari at 9 hours today, and also it will be repeated at 14:30. Yeah, on channel 165 Zambezi Magic what else is showing on Zambezi Magic? We have Chokoro, and that one is coming up shortly after Mpali. We also have Wanilata at 12 hours. Collision is on at 12:30, and Ankolimbani and also comes at 13:30. If you miss Mpali at 9 hours, you can catch Mpali again at 14:30, a repeat of last night's episode. And tonight we have a new episode at 20:30. That is on channel 162, Zambezi Magic. And yes, so that is what is on showing today. Some of the soaps that are going to be shown and drama series that are going to be shown on Zambezi Magic. And we move on to Super Sport. Yes, on Super Sport, where you can catch up with what is happening in the sporting world. If you go to Super Sport Breeze, yeah, everything, any sporting discipline is covered on Super Sport Breeze, channel 222. And we have also dedicated channels televising the Olympics as they happen. So you can watch everything. Like today at 14:40, there will be gold medals in the 60 kg category of weightlifting. So you can watch that one. And we also have boxing at 17:50. The highlights of the boxing there at 17:50. So you can watch that one also. And that is on Super Sport Olympics, Super Sport 223, channel 223. And in terms of current affairs, you can simply tune in to BBC, CNN, Sky News, Al Jazeera, and many other channels. We have even the local channels, ZNBC there. We have Parliament TV, we have Prime TV, also Diamond TV, and the music channel, which is making some noise in Zambia, Power TV, where you can watch the latest music from Zambia and some from other parts of the country. So there is so much more to watch on DSTV, so much more. And if you want to do the self-service, you can simply dial *668#, *668#. That has been the DSTV multi-choice remote. Today's edition. You can join Vinny tomorrow at the same time as he gives you an update of what is happening in terms of DSTV. Of course, we say go Zala Samkonga, go, as we back you up in your quest to hold that gold medal. We wish you all the best.
Missed out on your favorite local shows due to load shedding? Don't worry. DSTV and GoTV got you covered with the Zambezi Reloaded channel. A channel dedicated to replay all your favorite Zambezi Magic shows at different times so you can stay up to date. Catch Zambezi Reloaded on DSTV channel 165 and GoTV channel 57. T's and C's apply.
In life, people from all walks of life have different questions whose answers are yet to be found. Tune in to the Sunday Conversation every Sunday at 7 hours and find out how these real life questions can be answered. The Sunday Conversation inspired by you. They say water is life. Manzi ni moyo. Ameishi mwewe. And that's why you need to enjoy the refreshing taste of Aqua Kena, Wakula's first ever mineral water, packaged with love, care, and life. So every time you feel thirsty, grab a bottle of Aqua Kena and quench that thirst today. Aqua Kena is treated under sand and carbon filtration, reversal osmosis, and ozonation. We have packages ranging from 350 mils, 600 mils, 750 mils, 1.5 liters, 500 mil sachets, and 18.9 liter containers.
For orders, call 0979 414 384 or 0966 386 954 0979